Today, I will be giving a rundown of the movie 3 Days to Kill, which was released in 2014. Please note that there will be spoilers in my review. Without further ado, let's dive into the film. So, there's this movie where a female agent named Vivi DeLay goes to the CIA headquarters to meet the CIA director. In the meeting, Vivi is assigned a mission to capture a guy named Wolf, who has been a target of the CIA for the past decade. This Wolf used to be a German soldier and has been selling explosives to terrorists all over the world. He has a right-hand man named Albino, who was given the task to sell bombs in Serbia. The director informs Vivi that a team has been sent to secure the bombs and arrest Albino, while Vivi's job is to eliminate the Wolf. Before leaving, Vivi asks about the agent who was sent for the mission, and the director reveals that it's Ethan Renner, a seasoned CIA veteran. Meanwhile, Ethan has just completed a mission to take down a terrorist group in a hotel room. Other agents are monitoring the hotel through CCTV. Another female agent named Yasmin disguises herself as a hotel janitor and enters a room where she discovers multiple dead bodies. She realizes that Ethan has finished his task. She calls Ethan, who is at a pharmacy buying medicine. Soon after, Yasmin hands Ethan a briefcase with a scanner. Ethan returns to the stakeout and waits for Albino to show up. As Albino arrives, Ethan's cell phone alarm goes off, reminding him that it's his daughter's birthday. He keeps the phone and proceeds to scan the bag carried by Albino. Ethan purposely bumps his suitcase into Albino's to create a distraction. Then he walks away and quickly heads to a car to hand over the briefcase to another CIA agent for immediate examination. He requests permission to make a 5-minute call to his daughter on her birthday and manages to exchange his watch for coins at a store to use a pay phone. Inside the hotel, Albino accidentally runs into Yasmin and recognizes her as an agent. The surveillance team in the car instructs all agents to move immediately since Yasmin's cover is blown. However, one of the agents stops them, as the scanning process still needs to be completed. Once it is confirmed that Albino's suitcase contains a bomb, all the agents move in to apprehend him. Inside the hotel, Albino becomes aware that he is a target of the CIA. He contacts the Wolf and receives orders to cancel the planned transaction. In order to escape, Albino kills Yasmin and his group tries to flee. Meanwhile, Ethan, who is on the phone with his daughter, notices a CIA agent following him. He gets out of his car and moments later, a shootout erupts between the CIA's and Albino's team in front of the hotel. Albino shoots hotel staff members to clear his way out, while Ethan ends the call and confronts Albino and his group. As Ethan is about to enter the hotel, Albino presses a button, causing a bomb inside the hotel to explode and throwing Ethan back. When he regains consciousness, he sees many injured and killed CIA agents from the shootout. Ethan quickly gets up and attempts to stop Albino, who is escaping through the hotel lobby roof. Despite taking out Albino's group, Albino manages to get away. Vivi is monitoring Ethan from a distance as he chases Albino. Suddenly, Ethan experiences a severe headache. Nonetheless, he successfully shoots Albino in the leg before collapsing. Later on, Ethan wakes up in the hospital, where a doctor informs him that he has brain cancer that has spread to his lungs. He is given a prognosis of 3 more months to live. Due to his condition, the CIA can no longer work with Ethan and requests that he retire. As a gesture of gratitude for his dedication, a CIA agent who visited Ethan before he retired gave him a watch. The scene shifts to Paris, where Ethan is heading home. However, upon arriving, he is shocked to discover that his house has been occupied by a family named Jules. It turns out they had been living there because the house was vacant. Ethan goes to the police station to have Jules's family evicted, but the police are unable to assist him due to laws protecting displaced people during winter. Helpless, Ethan is forced to allow Jules and his family to remain in his house. Ethan resorts to using a gun to assert his authority, warning Jules that he can stay as long as he follows Ethan's rules. That night, Ethan chooses to stay at a hotel and watches videos of his daughter when she was younger. He realizes that he has spent a significant amount of time away from his family due to CIA missions. The next morning, Ethan calls his wife, Christine, and asks her to meet him at a lawyer's office. There, he informs her of his illness and takes care of some inheritance paperwork for his family. Ethan expresses his desire to meet his daughter, Zoe. Ethan and Christine pick up Zoe from school, but she acts cold and disappointed with Ethan for always being absent. Shortly after, Zoe introduces her boyfriend, Hugh. Ethan tries to bond with his daughter and offers her a bike as a gift, but she refuses and decides to go home with her friend instead. Ethan, eager to reconnect with Zoe, invites her to dinner. After meeting with Zoe, Ethan explores the city of Paris on a bike he had given her earlier. While at a market, he encounters Vivi, who attempts to engage him in conversation. Initially disinterested, Ethan changes his mind when Vivi shows him the watch he had traded for coins to call his daughter in Serbia. Vivi asks Ethan to talk in her car and reveals that she works for the CIA director and is on a mission to arrest the wolf. She requests Ethan's assistance. Initially declining, Ethan states he has other plans in Paris. However, Vivi gives him medication that could help treat his illness. With the medicine in hand, Ethan reconsiders and accepts Vivi's mission to find and eliminate the wolf. They embark on their mission, arriving at a location where Vivi kills the guards, while Ethan neutralizes them and takes the leader hostage. Unfortunately, the hostage does not have the information about the wolf that Vivi seeks, leading her to kill him. Failing to obtain the desired information, Ethan and Vivi leave. In the elevator, Vivi assists Ethan in injecting the medication she provided. Ethan makes various requests as part of his agreement to help Vivi capture the wolf, and she promptly approves them. Upon arriving at Christine's house, Ethan hears Zoe screaming and rushes to her room. Zoe had screamed upon seeing her disheveled hair. Shortly after, Christine returns home and scolds Ethan for arriving late. Ethan explains that he had met someone who could potentially help treat his illness, but Christine remains skeptical, assuming it was an experimental treatment given to him. As Ethan prepares to sleep, he suddenly experiences something strange with his body and begins to hallucinate. Since he doesn't improve, he calls Vivi, who calmly advises him to drink vodka. The next morning, Christine is busy preparing for a trip to London. Ethan happily drives her, grateful to be back with his family. While in the kitchen, Zoe emerges with a new hairstyle and sets a unique ringtone for Ethan's calls. After driving Zoe to school, Vivi informs Ethan that he only has 3 days to capture and kill the wolf. To motivate him, she gives him a check for $150,000. Ethan and Vivi resume their mission, with Vivi instructing Ethan to find a man named Mithat, who can help trace the wolf. Upon reaching Mithat's office, Ethan encounters 2 guards who mock his appearance. He swiftly eliminates them. Mithat returns to his office to find Ethan sitting at his desk casually. Ethan arrests Mithat and takes him to his house for interrogation. While questioning Mithat, Ethan receives an urgent call from Zoe's principal, requesting his immediate presence at the school to discuss Zoe's behavior. Ethan calmly handles the situation, addressing his daughter's mischief. Once he finishes with the principal, Ethan returns to Mithat and takes him to a secluded location for further interrogation regarding albino. However, Ethan's phone rings, and Zoe apologizes for her behavior at school and asks Ethan to accompany her to play. Ethan promises to see her in the afternoon. Determined to fulfill his role as a father, Ethan chooses to abandon his mission and spend time with Zoe. They go to a playground and have fun together. After their playtime, Ethan takes Zoe to a cafe and suggests having dinner and watching a movie at home. Regrettably, Zoe informs him that she has an appointment with her friend and cannot accept his invitation. Ethan feels a bit disappointed but understands that he cannot force his daughter to comply with all his wishes. While shopping in a supermarket later that afternoon, Ethan is unexpectedly shot by a man. Fortunately, he is wearing a bulletproof vest and survives the attack. Ethan pretends to be dead and swiftly retaliates, engaging the assailant in a fight. Eventually, Ethan overpowers and shoots the man before he can harm him with a broken bottle. Upon searching the man's body, Ethan discovers that he was one of Albino's henchmen. Upon arriving home, Ethan finds a voicemail from Christine. Earlier, he had asked her about the name of Zoe's friend she was meeting. Christine reveals that she has no knowledge of Zoe's friend. Ethan went to Zoe's room, searching for clues, and discovered a message from a tattoo parlor. Without delay, Ethan went straight to the tattoo parlor but couldn't find his daughter there. As he was leaving, he noticed a parked car with Zoe's bag inside. He quickly grabbed the bag and found Zoe's party invitation card, which belonged to Mithat's daughter. Using the card, he headed straight to Mithat's house to inquire about the party's location. Mithat's 2 daughters informed him that the party was being held at La Soiree's house, which was packed with partying teenagers. While Ethan searched for Zoe, he suddenly felt a headache and sought refuge in the restroom. Inside, he found Zoe being bullied by a group of boys. Ethan fought off the boys until they were unconscious and promptly whisked the intoxicated Zoe away from the scene. The next morning, Zoe woke up to find her father had stayed up all night watching over her. Ethan and Zoe argued about the events of the previous night, particularly when Ethan insisted that Zoe ride her bike home. Upset and feeling that no one had taught her how to ride a bike, Zoe stormed off. Upon hearing this, Ethan resolved to teach Zoe how to ride a bike. Meanwhile, Ethan returned to abduct Mithat, who had just dropped off her daughters at school. He wanted Mithat to provide something crucial for his mission. Elsewhere, some of Wolf's men took a suitcase and embarked on a car journey. Ethan, who had been surveilling them, began preparing by strapping a bomb to his leg. Riding a bicycle, Ethan approached one of the cars in the group and planted a bomb underneath it. He released gas into the car carrying the suitcase. When the bodyguards emerged, Ethan stealthily entered a smoke-filled car and drove away, leaving the chaos behind. As another car equipped with a bomb pursued him, the explosive beneath the car detonated, allowing Ethan to escape. After capturing Guido, the man with the suitcase, Ethan took him to his house and demanded the code to the bomb trigger in the briefcase. Once he obtained the code, Ethan went to George's son, Abbott, and instructed him to release Guido within 2 hours. At night, having completed his mission, Ethan met Vivi at a bar and handed her the suitcase. In return, Vivi provided him with the cure for his illness. Some time later, Ethan returned to Christine's house and found Zoe asleep on the couch. Upon waking up, Zoe asked Ethan to accompany her to her boyfriend Hugh's party. She also expressed her inability to dance, prompting Ethan to promptly teach her how to dance. Shortly after, Christine arrived home and seemed moved upon witnessing Ethan's closeness with Zoe. Finally, the three of them spent the night together. The next day, Ethan received a call from Vivi, who informed him that Albino was staying at one of the hotels in Paris. Ethan immediately went to the hotel and conducted surveillance. While observing the car that Albino was about to enter, he realized that the wolf was inside. Ethan had encountered the wolf during his previous mission at a Serbian hotel. When Mitat, the wolf's driver, left the hotel, Ethan followed and accidentally collided with Mitat's car. The wolf instructed Mitat to accelerate, and his men opened fire on Ethan's car. Eventually, Ethan managed to corner the car and kept hitting it until it fell off a bridge. The wolf and Albino escaped after the crash, and Ethan rushed to assist Mitat before pursuing the wolf and Albino to a train station. As Ethan prepared to confront the wolf, he suddenly experienced a headache and ultimately passed out. Albino, who was present, informed the wolf that Ethan's illness made him no longer a threat. Seeing Ethan unconscious, Albino dragged him close to the tracks with the intention of letting the train hit him. Fortunately, Ethan regained consciousness just in time and fought back, pushing Albino onto the tracks, causing him to be killed instantly. Afterwards, Ethan attempted to capture the wolf, but his condition deteriorated. Despite contacting Vivi, Ethan couldn't complete his words and fell unconscious once again. Upon waking up, he found himself at Vivi's place, where she informed him that his lab results indicated a successful treatment. Soon after, Christine called, urging Ethan to come home before it was too late for Zoe's party. Despite his hesitation to continue the mission, Vivi convinced him once again to eliminate the wolf. Meanwhile, the wolf informed his men about the change in plans and instructed them to take him to his associate's house. Ethan, now dressed impeccably, returned to Christine's house, astounding both Christine and Zoe with his appearance for the night. At the party, Hugh introduced his parents, as well as the wolf, his father's business partner, and they exchanged greetings. Throughout the event, Ethan and the wolf kept a watchful eye on each other. Aware that the wolf posed a threat to his daughter, Ethan asked Zoe to stay close to Hugh. Observing Ethan's actions, Christine realized he was on a mission. She expressed her disappointment, as Ethan had promised to quit his dangerous job. In response, Ethan assured her that he would explain everything later. Upset, Christine left the room and headed to a balcony. Meanwhile, the wolf ordered his men to eliminate Ethan immediately. When Ethan joined Christine on the balcony, the wolf's men attacked him. Ethan fought back, throwing them off the balcony and defeating them. Shortly after, while the wolf attempted to escape in an elevator, Ethan shot at it, causing it to stop. Approaching the damaged elevator, Ethan shot the elevator rope, causing the wolf to fall along with the elevator. Ethan made his way to the ground floor, taking down any of the wolf's men who stood in his path. Downstairs, the severely injured wolf lay on the floor. Ethan contemplated killing him but was suddenly overcome by a headache and passed out. Upon waking up, he discovered Vivi had arrived and immediately urged him to kill the wolf. However, Ethan hesitated, recalling his past and stating that his wife had forbidden him from doing such things again. Annoyed by Ethan's decision, Vivi took matters into her own hands and shot the wolf, ending his life. The movie concluded with a scene of Zoe playing on the beach while Ethan decorated a Christmas tree. Shortly after, Christine arrived, bringing gifts for Ethan. Among the presents, Ethan opened one with a red wrapper, revealing a cure for him sent by Vivi. The film's moral suggests that it's never too late to make amends for past mistakes. That's all from the video. Thanks for your time. And take care.